I've come to the conclusion that I like pets better than I like people. You know, all I have to do is feed and pet and play with her. And that's how you get her heart right there. That's all you need, and she loves you. And people are complicated. So, as you girls know, we've been mentioned on a few different blogs. We've been mentioned on Feministing. We've been mentioned on the F word. I think people are excited to see a channel that's promoting a more realistic view of women. But I think there is some things lost in translation. The fact that in the casting call, I used the words beautiful and sexy to describe who I was looking for. But I didn't mean beautiful and sexy the way that the media has portrayed what beautiful and sexy is. Like, some of the most gorgeous people I know are probably people that in a picture you wouldn't look at twice, but once they start talking, once they start interacting with you or just telling a story, they're just some of the most amazing people ever. First of all, everyone that tried out for the channel, gorgeous, because they had the strength to put themselves out there and to tell their stories. All my friends are like, oh, everyone on the channel is so pretty. But I didn't choose all of you because you're so pretty. You all had something about you. It wasn't about how you looked. You could have put a bag over your head, and I still would have chosen you girls because the way you talked and how eloquent you were about the situations that you had to deal with, the feelings that you've had, I felt connected to you. I felt drawn to you. There was a comment left about how we're obviously all attractive girls. We all put time into how we look, and it's probably because we're making up for the fact that we're overweight. No, I sometimes like to put makeup on or do my hair in a different way because I'm a 22-year-old girl and I like experimenting. You know, personally for me, I can't speak for the other girls, but when people tell me online, oh, you're so pretty, you're so gorgeous, you have to understand that for the past 22 years, I've had to deal with people telling me that I wasn't. So when people tell me that I'm attractive, or of course I'm pretty, of course, it's weird to me. We really haven't got any hate comments, which I'm shocked about. I'm really shocked. We've gotten a few, oh, fat acceptance is death, and you only see skinny people in old folks' homes, and because all the fat people died. I personally try to stay away from the word acceptance. I do understand why we use the word acceptance, and it's better than tolerance, so I guess baby steps. I feel like when I hear the word acceptance, I think of being accepted into college, being accepted into a group, and I feel like to be accepted into something, you have to meet certain standards. It feels like here I am, and someone else is above me making the decision on whether I'm acceptable, or I'm worthy, or I'm enough, and I hate that. I really hate that. I think it's not about acceptance. I really think it's about a celebration of people. You want to have self-acceptance. I don't think that you should have to accept yourself. I think that you should love yourself. I think it's so easy to hate yourself. It's just so easy. Everyone is going to tell you that you don't look a certain way, that you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not fast enough. And it's so easy to believe that. I mean, you just take all that on, and that's all that you take in, it's all that you project. I really think that it's courageous to love yourself. That's really the struggle. That's really going on the hard road. It's just too easy to hate yourself and to loathe yourself and to think you're not good enough. But to kind of tune out what everyone's saying and to focus on the positives, that is very hard and very difficult. And when people can do that, I completely admire them. And it's something that I work on a daily basis to do. Emily talked about in her video this week about a lot of things, actually, that I really, really enjoyed. But she talked about how when people tell her what to do, she just really doesn't want to do it. You know, it's kind of like a defiance thing. And I agree with that. I honestly think that part of the reason that I haven't just decided to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and jog and diet and be miserable and obsessed with my weight is because so many people seem to push that as this is what happiness is. This is if you do this, everything will be okay and everything will click into place. And me, I'm so defiant. I make a beeline in the other direction. My parents were all like, oh, Jesus. And I was like, okay, peace out. See you later. I'm going to worship the devil. Just kidding. I think that there's also a part of me, though, that kind of fears being thin. Being bigger is just something I've always been. Something I know. It's something familiar to me. And so to not be that, to not have that kind of barrier between me and people, it scares me. It absolutely terrifies me. It's like, I figure if my friends now can love me, if a guy could love me now the way I am, he could love me anyway. And I'm scared that if I got skinny and I became the social norm, that would all just fade away. And I wouldn't know who really loved me or cared about me for the right reasons beyond just a physical attractiveness. My skinny friends don't understand when I tell them that, but I really don't think I'm the only person out there that feels that way.